जमालो हुस्ने कुरआन नूर जाने हर मुसलमान है कमर है चांद औरों का हमारा चांद कुरआन है.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. As we are continue the sessions where we are covering the pioneers of the calligraphers, in the past we mentioned about Ibn Muqla, Ibn Bawab, and Yaqut al-Mutashmi. And these three pioneer calligraphers who actually based the basics requirements for the Qur'anic calligraphy at that time. Now we will discuss about a person who came actually in 1401 and created a new script which is in most of the peoples who lives in subcontinent know about, which is called Nastaliq. His name is Mir Ali Tabrizi. He invented a new khat which is called Nastaliq, and which derived actually from Taliq, which was in Nask by Mir al-Tabrizi to create a new script called Nastaliq. The story behind this calligrapher that he used to pray wholeheartedly if he could create at least one script of calligraphy. He used to pray all night, sometimes with tears, and request Allah to give him knowledge so he can create one new calligraphic script. One day, he was offering his prayer, and after that, he slept and saw in his dream Hazrat Ali, may Allah be pleased with him, and he mentioned about his wish, so he said to go and see the nature of God. So the birds and sea and get your inspirations from it. So then he created the Nastaliq script, which went all over subcontinent and other part of the world as well. In this series, we are mentioning some more calligraphers of the subcontinent as well, which is another one called Mir Imad Al-Hassani. Mir Imad was born in 1554 AD, and his father was one of the Sayyids of the Sufis clans in Qazvins. After completing his primary education, he traveled to study with Muhammad Hussain Tabrizi, with whom he learned the intricacy of the Nastaliq script and studied important works of the early and contemporary calligraphers. Though the rules of the Nastaliq scripts were formulated and standardized by Mir Ali Tabrizi in 1401 AD, in Mir Imad's work, the script reached the highest of its perfection. Through his ingenuity, many of the imperfections in the letters, words, and guidelines of the scripts were eliminated. During his residence in Isfahan, Mir Imad trained many pupils. Mir Imad's schools also found favor with many outsides of the Iran, especially in the court of India and the Ottoman Empire, to the point that his calligraphy came to be widely regarded as the great examples of Nastaliq script. Ottoman artists such as Waliuddin Effendi and Muhammad Asadul Yasari and Sayyid Muhammad Dadazada could be counted among Mir Imad's distant pupils and worked to further his schools. There are no genuine extant work of Mir Imad other than a few outstanding pieces and rare books such as Sadi Gulistan and Bostan and Khwaja Abdullah Ansari's Munajat Nama. Few of his works can be found in Turkish and Russian museums as well. He had a dream that his letters were flying like birds, flowing like the sea, and were as sharp as a sword, and he woke up and started working on the refinement of Nastaliq script, which was invented by Mir Ali Tabrizi. He refined the scripts for it be written using 1/4, half, and the full width of the column pen as well. We are doing.
Okay, so we're cutting marbled paper to be lining the boards with the tri-square in position, holding it firmly in place so that nothing moves except the knife that's cutting the line.
Okay,
There we are.
very good. Okay, and this marble paper we are going to use inside the box.
Yes, to be inside. This is going to be in the dark recesses of the box.
Yes.
So the fact that it's a little bit crumpled, and it won't show. You won't see it. It'll be dark if you're looking in the box. There's no need to worry about that. So that is the size I want. I'm not bothering about measuring because this is the exact size I want.
Yes.
I can put the ruler up to it, and I've got my line.
Perfect. I just want to tell to the students that Michael is making these bookbinding for last 30 years. It's just like his passion, one of his hobby. And now other sides of the box is now cutting. So you are making two of them altogether.
That's right. One is for the top and one is for the bottom of the box. Yes.
These are the special knives, which Michael, it's a homemade knives as well, I would say, and very handy to cut
referred to
those
as a
things.
cobbler's knife.
Cobbler's knife. Okay.
It's a leather work.
Yes.
But I have several, so that
Yes.
yeah. This is one of the more recent ones I bought, but it's
Very
and
flexible.
I've ground it down so that it is flexible.
Flexible.
But the steel is not as good as this one, which is one I've had for longest.
Yes.
It doesn't keep its edge.
Yes.
Whether you have a litho stone or as this is a bathroom marble tile, then that's the outer surface, nice and shiny.
Yes.
But you want to get the edge, take off the little thickness. So holding the leather, and you can just draw the knife along. Oops. Yes.
So you're thinning the ends of the leather. So
Yes,
when
you've got the tip of the blade on the marble so that the thickness goes down to nothing.
Beautiful, beautiful. Wow.
If you've got a thick piece of leather,
Yes.
then you need to have several layers like this one. You see that's nearly it's at least 2 millimeters
2
thick.
millimeters. Yes.
So to get that one down, you've got to do it in stages. You've got to get that off.
Yes.
Now, you see the knife is
And
getting blunt.
So please tell to the students why we thinning the leather when we are doing a bookbinding.
Yes, well, when you're wanting to stick leather onto a board, you don't want there to be a big step at the edge of the leather. You want it to come down and become flush with the surface.
Yes.
And so this has to be virtually nothing. When you're getting fairly thin, you'll see that this fluffs up, and you've got to keep going until there's no fluff, as at that tip there.
Yes, sir. Perfect.
You can, when you're working at a corner, push rather than pull. You finish up with a an edge which will come right down. This leather paring machine relies on razor blades as the cutting surface when you need it.
Okay.
That fixes in. Now, what you can do is open that up so that it goes in
Fully inside. Okay.
That's in.
Yes.
Now, then you can tighten it up. Oops. And pull it through. Whoops. Oh, I've done it the wrong way.
Oh, chunk of.
Right. This is a pot of EVA, non-plasticized vinyl acetate, and at a fast dry time. So, have a brush, a fairly big one.
Okay.
And
any brush you can use?
Yes, I prefer to use a bristle one like this, but don't put too much on the on the brush at a time.
Okay.
But you want to get an even spread. Some people, if they're doing a lot of these, will use a small wallpaper roller, paste roller.
Yes. Okay.
But properly professional about it, you wouldn't use a single board because the single boards tend to warp. This is a bone folder.
What you call, sir?
A bone folder.
Bone folder. Okay.
In Japan, they make them from bamboo.
Okay.
But basically, you've got all sorts of edges and shapes. If you want to poke in the corner, you've got a sharper edge.
Yes.
If you want just little bits, but a large area, you've got a flat. You just make sure any air bubbles are pushed right out. Air bubbles left in will prevent it's a plastic waterproof layer. We don't want the board sticking together. So you can.
And how long you will put under the press?
It only needs, for the point of view of the adhesion being good, only a couple of minutes.
A couple of minutes. Okay.
And then they can come out and sit somewhere.
So, Michael, these are edges of the box, yes?
That's right. A bit more. So that's fine. So we want one that
They are
they are aligned, and if I cut that as a right angle, it should remain a right angle. There's no need to have it up there.
Okay.
And
how long you gonna keep it like this?
Well, for about a quarter of an hour. If you want to go off and have your lunch or something like that, that's fine. Longer doesn't matter, but leave it at least quarter of an hour.
Quarter, okay.
For it to become sufficiently firm for you to be able to handle it.
Right.
So that you can put the others on without any anxiety.
Okay. Okay.
You see, in the 2 minutes or so we've been, it's not stuck.
Not stuck, yes.
It's not
Takes-
not an instant glue.
yes.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we'll be covering the letter Lam and the letter Mīm and the different combinations of the Mīm. So first of all, we'll write the letter Lam. The Lam is different from the Kaf. We bring it down. Just like the Alif. Then we have a greater indentation than we had for the Kaf. But similarly, we go down and then we bring it up. From the line, it's approximately 2 dots. Then it's 5 dots depth. I'm not spending too long on the Lam because you know the general shape of the Alif with the people who have done very good practice. And remember, the end always points towards the top of the letter. Then we have the Mīm. Now the Mīm can be written in many different ways. One way is this. You bring it down, just like that. And we go from the top of the letter, bring it up, then we bring it down. Then we go down like this. Make sure to clean up this area always, the edge of your pen. Now I've stopped here. The reason I've stopped here is now I'll curve my letter. Now this movement that I've done at the end is quite difficult to do. This kind of curving movement that I've done with the qalam. Many people bring it and then just make the shape like this and they connect it like this. Let's say this is the letter of my shape. They bring it down to here and then they bring their pen up like this and connect like this and literally fill in the blank like that. Now this Mīm is very important to get this right, because if you make this too long, then this will represent the mufradat, so the connection of the two letters of the Mīm and the Noon. On this, the Mīm is an individual letter. Therefore, pay great attention to the proportion. 3 dots of the Mīm. Vertically, we go down by 2 dots. The general head or the eye of the Mīm is 2 dots. And this has to point close to the top. Now the proportion over here of the eye, at the same level, we have the top part of our first stroke and the end part of our second stroke. And the place where we start bringing it down is from the connection over here. So this is very important to know. Then we have another individual letter of the Mīm, and it's like this. I went up, then I brought it down. Then I go left at a slant and bring it slightly ahead of where I was before. Then I bring it down with a very, very thin stroke. And then I make an extreme thick stroke, bring it down, and make the end like the Ra. The general shape is longer than the Ra, but the end is just like the Ra that you did. So as you remember, the end of the Ra is 2 dots. From the line, we are 2 dots. The Mīm head is again 2 dots. You see there's great similarities between the letters. Over here we have not even half a dot, maybe even 1/4 of a qat, a nuqta over here. And this slant that we have here from the second stroke, you could say, to the last stroke is 1 dot. Now when the Mīm comes in, for example, the tasmiyah or the bismillah, we see it like this sometimes. Either like this, if I have a connection, I bring it up, then I bring it down. The main part is this now. Bring it down like that. Go again. That is normally the Mīm that is used for the Bismillah, the Tasmiyah. So I have a one dot kind of proportion over here. One dot over here, but then 1 dot width over here, but 2 dots over there, pointing up. And look, it's almost at the same level. And from the line, you can see there's almost 1.5 dots. Another connection that we can have of the Mīm is like this. Again, commonly seen in the Bismillah Kashida, which is the stretched out Bismillah, in which the Bism is stretched out. So you bring it up like this, and look at this. I bring it down, then I go towards the right. Leave it. Then I go up. I'm not going to do it right now. I want you to see the movement. Up and fill in. So up and fill in. I'm doing this quite quickly for the sake of getting all the combinations together. So please go very slow when you're writing these letters. Fill in the gap for you over there. That's only the Bismillah. The Kashida Mīm Bismillah. Kashida in Farsi means stretched. From the line, 1 dot, 3 dots there. Another connection, now this is the beauty about the Mīm, there's another form of connection, which is this. We bring it down, bring it up, stop there. Make an eye of the Mīm. Now this is a different eye to the ones you've done before. So this is another form of the Mīm that you can write. And again in this Mīm, from the line, it's around 1.5 to 2 dots. We have the same rule that we use for the thickness, which is 1 dot width at the bottom, 2 dots at the top. And the general shape over here is around 2 dots. So these were all the connections of the Mīm, the individual letters, the connections of the Mīm, and as well as the Lām on its own. So please practice all these different connections, and you'll notice that using these connections, a lot of the famous kind of verses and everyday essential prayers that we use these connections in writing calligraphy. So if you get to master this, you'll notice that a lot of the prayers that you want to write or the different verses that you want to write will contain this. So it'll be very good for you to practice this. Jazakallah.